KG Stiles. Transform and heal your life.
248-545-SOUL. CBS Radio's The New Sky. NewSkyRadio.com.
Welcome back to Transform and Heal Your Life. I'm your host, KG Stiles. Today we are talking about sound healing with my guest, award-winning recording artist Jonathan Goldman, author of The Divine Name, the sound that can change the world. If you have a question for Jonathan, please call in 248-545-SOUL, that's 7685, or send us your instant feedback at psychiconair.com. So, dear Jonathan, what makes the sound of the Divine Name universal? And can you share some music from the Divine Name with us?
Well, I would be delighted to do both. And KG, I just wanted to conclude the story where I had been basically, teaching this to my higher level students. And then my friend Greg Braden wrote a book called The God Code, which is about this Divine Name, about the Tetragrammaton. And Greg and I were having dinner, and I said, I made a discovery years ago, and you are now teaching about this material, and I would, if it felt appropriate, create a recording for you of this sound so that you could play it for your audience. And Greg did, and what happened was that from there, it just continued to evolve and evolve to ultimately, I was guided to, if you like, write this book because I felt that the sound of the Divine Name, listening to it is an extraordinary thing, and it's something we're going to do momentarily. But the ability to actually sound and make this yourself is literally life-changing. So if I can right now, what I'm going to do, KG, is just, talking about it is one thing, but hearing it will certainly add an entire new aspect of understanding to you and your listeners of the Divine Name. So for a moment, let's give a listen to this. And remember, it's simply composed of the vowel sounds going from the crown to the root and then back up again in the system that I developed. But I think
now, is this what you recorded with Greg?
Yes, it is indeed, although we have certainly excerpts on an instructional CD that I have included with the book. But let's give a listen to it for a moment and just see what it feels like and hear what it sounds like, and just that'll be unto itself certainly an experience. Here it comes.
Wonderful. So those are the vowel sounds from the crown to the root chakra, and then from the root back up
to the crown. And, that basically was the sound that I made that first day that I discovered this sound. And what I heard as I was doing that was this ancient Hebraic name, which is sort of, if you like, said to be pronounced perhaps Yahweh, but you could hear that being intoned, but it wasn't spoken. And I really just felt that, oh my goodness gracious, this is really the true, if you like, way of intoning what can be perceived of as being the personal name of God.
Well, what are some of the benefits of sounding the divine name? You spoke about that there were benefits. How can it help us transform and heal our lives, Jonathan?
Well, so very, very interesting, because on one level, of course, just making the sound, just making any sound, actually, KG, can have really therapeutic effects from affecting our heart rate, respiration, and brain waves, and it also causes the release of all sorts of, wonderful neurochemicals, including things like melatonin and the endorphins, those wonderful natural opiates that occur in oxytocin, which is the trust chemical, as well as nitric oxide, which is found to play an important role in the healing process. And on another level, once again, of course, when we make a sound and we resonate our chakras, we put ourselves into a state of really deep balance and harmony and health. Also, when you're making this sound, and you've probably experienced it simply by listening to it, it really opens up deep avenues of, for want of a better term, higher consciousness. And ultimately, I like to perceive of the fact that it opens up really a channel between ourselves and the divine. And I think this is extremely, extremely important, so that we have this deep aspect of consciousness that is manifested, and really, as my friend Greg talks about the fact that prayer is really the original word for prayer can best be translated to mean commune. And from my perspective, sounding this divine name is an extraordinary way of enhancing our own prayers and feelings of gratitude and communing with the divine. And I guess lastly, it's my belief that we as a species can literally learn to sound this divine name while projecting this wonderful energy of, if you like, harmony, gratitude, harmonization, and literally affect an evolutionary quantum leap in our consciousness. So no small amount of things for the divine name, but they're all true.
Yes, yes. So could you tell us what's the difference between this CD that you're releasing now with your new book, The Divine Name, and the one you released with Greg Braden?
Well, the one that I did with Greg was when we heard an excerpt of it, and it's music, and it's wonderful, wonderful, really deeply powerful music. I have, if you like, file folders full of testimonials of people who have experienced great transformative healing effects from listening to the divine name. But for the book, I was really guided to create an interactive instructional CD so that people could use it in conjunction, of course, with the book, so that they could literally learn to sound the divine name themselves. The book is actually broken up into 4 different sections. The first part talks in more depth about my revelation, and it's actually called Discoveries and Revelations, and it talks about my experience discovering the divine name, and then my investigation into it, and how this name, this is very, very interesting, because of course we're talking about vowel sounds, and that the divine name is, if you like, composed of vowel sounds. And yet this ancient name from the Bible, which is written Yod-He, Vav-He, they're consonants. And, when I first made this sound, I heard, if you like, the name Yahweh, but I said, well, it can't possibly be, because those are consonants. And yet I began to research and